You look so happy eating that.
Hey, I'm your host, Shelly Wellness. I'm on this journey to elevate our consciousness around food, and I invite you to join me. On this channel, I'll share recipes created with mindfulness, rooted in wellness. Welcome to the Mindful Plate. Hey y'all! Today's recipe comes from my childhood memories of eating the freshest and most delicious tasting butter I've ever known while growing up as a little girl in Rotterdam, Holland. Every week, we would get fresh butter, milk, and cheese delivered to our home. And the milk would come in a glass jar and the butter would come in a container, unlabeled. No brand names, y'all. No, I can't believe it's not this. It was in fact the real deal. Freshly churned butter that glorified any dish it touched. But a lot has changed since then. I became aware of how the dairy industry uses animal farming to breed cows solely for the production, sales, and consumption of dairy, and how the consumption of this processed dairy contributes to disease and other health challenges. Personally, I've experienced uncomfortable fibroids, excess mucus production, acne, and joints that have stiffened as a result of consuming dairy. Once I removed it from my diet, my symptoms, diseases, and discomforts went away. But you know what? I sure miss butter. Let me introduce you to a butter whose creaminess and slightly salty tang will have your taste buds singing praises. You really won't believe it's not butter, y'all. In this dish, we're going to use some of the finest ingredients from the earth. Ingredients that don't harm her nor us. To start, we're going to need almond meal. The fine powdery grain of almonds creates a body and a thickness for our creamy, spreadable butter. Next, we're going to need almond milk, followed by salt to amplify the flavor. I prefer to use Himalayan pink salt. However, you can experiment with whatever you want. Then we're going to be using a bit of apple cider vinegar. To me, this is that ingredient that gives it that European-made taste. There's a fresh tanginess that this gives, and I love it, y'all. And then to round out the body of our butter, we'll add both olive and coconut oils. Now, all of these ingredients produce a palish kind of color, and I personally enjoy the richness of a soft yellow cream. So to achieve that, I'm gonna add a pinch of turmeric. And we're gonna blend this for 1 to 2 minutes with a high-powered blender until all of it turns into a velvety, light, airy, smooth butter. Let's do it. To make your butter, it's super easy. You're going to add your ingredients to a blender in a particular order. You're going to start with your almond meal, followed by the almond milk, and then the salt, and then the apple cider vinegar. And you're going to blend these 4 ingredients first. And as it's blending, you're going to slowly stream in your olive oil and your coconut oil to round out your butter. Make sure to stream it in and not just dump it. And you're going to let this blend and blend and blend until it's nice and creamy. Y'all, because of my childhood growing up eating freshly European-made butter, I consider myself to know a thing or two about how this butter should taste. And trust me, this butter is good. I tend to make a batch of this once per month, and I store it in the freezer. It usually makes about 4 sticks, which I'll use over the course of the month to bake, to saute, spread on bread, and of course add that buttery taste to finish off a dish. Y'all, this butter is a vibe. I'm so glad I have this recipe in my life, and I hope it blesses your kitchen and your taste buds as well. This butter hits the spot, y'all. It is so good. It is creamy, it melts, it tastes just like the butter I remember growing up in childhood. If you know that dairy hasn't been the best to you, or if you are simply looking to include more plant-based foods in your diet, y'all, I invite you to give this butter a try. It stores well in the fridge for up to 2 weeks and in the freezer for up to 6 weeks. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Mindful Plate. If you like the video, give it a like. If you don't want to miss a future episode, click the link in the description and sign up for the newsletter, and I will send episodes straight to your inbox. Until next time, y'all, eat well, be well.